It makes sense for me to take it, but Chuck's car's hurt, so really, he needs it more than I do.
Ryan Martin, a name that has become synonymous with the fast-paced world of street racing, is a figure who has garnered a significant following. His story, however, is not just one of success on the track, but of persistence, passion, and a life built on overcoming obstacles. Before his rise to fame on Street Outlaws, Ryan was just another young boy from Ohio, with big dreams that stretched far beyond the Buckeye State. Born on the 5th of September 1973, Ryan's journey into the world of racing was not an easy one, but like all legends, his struggles were part of the formula that made him the icon he is today.
And I'm going to try to do it for a third time here at Season 5. The power plant is a ProCharge ProLine.
From the outset, Ryan had a natural curiosity for mechanics and speed, but what set him apart was his unique blend of creative talents. As a child, he showed an interest in the arts, painting, drawing, and photography. On the surface, this might not seem like a direct path to becoming a world-class racer, but Ryan's artistic eye and attention to detail played a crucial role in his future career. The precision and craftsmanship that he learned through his creative pursuits would later inform his work on race cars, giving him a competitive edge when it came to building and modifying high-performance machines. But it wasn't just his artistic side that shaped his future. Music was a significant part of Ryan's upbringing, and his diverse taste in artists, ranging from Lil Wayne and Yo Gotti to Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley, reflects his ability to draw inspiration from multiple sources. His music selection also gives insight into his personality, someone who's willing to embrace both the modern and the classic, the rebellious and the soulful. This diversity in influence helped mold Ryan into a well-rounded individual, capable of approaching racing with an open mind and a constant desire to improve. Ryan's family dynamic also played a pivotal role in his development. Raised by his mother, who was a single parent, Ryan's upbringing was a mix of love, hard work, and perseverance. His mother worked full-time while attending nursing school, providing a strong example of what it meant to work hard for your dreams. She raised Ryan and his sibling with the values of determination, discipline, and resilience, which would serve Ryan well later in life. Ryan himself has often spoken about how much he owes to his mother, calling her a superhero for the sacrifices she made to ensure he had a good life. His bond with his mother is a core part of his story, and it's clear that the lessons she instilled in him about working hard and never giving up were central to his success. Though Ryan's father wasn't as present in his childhood, Ryan still cherishes the memories he has of working on cars and training horses with him. These formative experiences allowed Ryan to develop a deep understanding of mechanics and engineering. He didn't know it at the time, but those early lessons were laying the groundwork for his future career in racing. It was through these moments that Ryan learned the value of hands-on work and the importance of learning by doing.
It says right now when you turn on. So we're here at National Trail Raceway.
By the time Ryan got his first car, a Fox body Mustang, he was already in high school. His curiosity about cars was quickly turning into a full-blown passion. Ryan didn't just drive his Mustang, he made it his own. He started modifying the car, giving it performance upgrades that pushed it far beyond what a regular street car could do. This transformation didn't happen overnight, but through countless hours of fine-tuning, Ryan honed his skills as a mechanic and a racer. What started as a high school project became something far greater. Ryan's first real taste of competitive racing. Ryan's journey into the world of radial racing, particularly in the X275 class, was a natural progression. The X275 is one of the most competitive categories in the world of street racing, and it's known for having some of the fastest cars on the planet. The margin for error is razor thin, and only the best of the best rise to the top. Ryan's early success in this category wasn't just about having a fast car, it was about understanding the finer details of racing. It was about launch techniques, tire dynamics, and reading the track. While other racers focused on the big picture, Ryan had an uncanny ability to zero in on the minute details that often made the difference between winning and losing. His first major success came when he managed to get his modified Mustang to make a pass at an impressive 4.59 seconds at 161 miles per hour. Remarkable numbers for a car that started as a high school ride. This was the moment when Ryan cemented his place in the racing community. He wasn't just another kid with a fast car, he was a legitimate threat in the world of racing, a rising star with the skills to back it up. As Ryan's reputation grew, so did his knowledge and expertise. He became known not just as a racer, but as someone who could extract maximum performance from any engine. Racers started coming to him for advice on their own cars, seeking his expertise in tuning, modifications, and performance.
And we didn't want to draw each other, and there we go. We draw each other and number one, so that sucks. But
this led to the creation of B&R Performance in Oklahoma City, a high-performance shop co-founded by Ryan and his business partner, Billy Hayes. The shop quickly gained a reputation as the go-to place for street-legal race car modifications. B&R Performance became a hub for street racing enthusiasts from all over, each seeking Ryan's expertise to gain an edge over the competition. Ryan's success in the racing world didn't just stop at his own racing career. Through B&R Performance, Ryan and Billy Hayes helped other racers like Freakin' Rican and Jackie Knox achieve their performance goals. Ryan's reputation as a master of race car modifications grew, and his shop became the place to go for anyone looking to get their car race-ready. Whether it was turbocharger selections or engine dynamics, Ryan had the knowledge and experience to make it happen. By 2015, Ryan had already established himself as one of the best in the business. His Fireball Camaro, which became his iconic racing machine, was not just a testament to his driving ability, but also to his mechanical genius. His shop, B&R Performance, continued to thrive, and Ryan was able to prove to the world that his skills went far beyond just racing. He had created a brand that was synonymous with high-performance racing, and it wasn't just about the cars. It was about the dedication, the knowledge, and the commitment to excellence that Ryan brought to everything he did. The shop offered performance packages ranging from a few $1,000s to more than $50,000, depending on the upgrades and modifications needed. But Ryan didn't just stop at car performance. He and Billy Hayes expanded the business to include branded merchandise, including hats, shirts, keychains, and die-cast model cars. These scale models were more than just toys. They were collector's items, often replicating Ryan's own racing machines. The merchandise became an extension of the brand, a way for fans to connect with Ryan and B&R Performance on a deeper level. Through his business acumen and his passion for racing, Ryan has built a lasting legacy in the street racing community. His success in the X275 class, his expertise in car modifications, and his work with B&R Performance have earned him the respect of the racing world. As the years passed, Ryan continued to be a force to be reckoned with in the racing scene, and his Fireball Camaro became a symbol of his hard work, dedication, and love for the sport. Ryan Martin's story is one of growth, perseverance, and a relentless drive to succeed. From a young boy in Ohio with dreams bigger than his hometown to becoming one of the most respected figures in street racing, Ryan has shown that success doesn't come easy, but with the right mix of passion, dedication, and skill, anything is possible. His journey is a testament to the power of hard work, and his story continues to inspire racing fans around the world. From the beginning, Ryan Martin was the quiet fire burning in the background. For years, he stayed behind the scenes, tuning engines, correcting mistakes, and turning other people's racing dreams into reality. He was the man whose hands shaped victories for drivers who sat behind wheels he built. But at some point, after watching others win and lose in cars he perfected, something inside him shifted. It was subtle at first, but impossible to ignore. He began to feel that familiar tug racers know well, the urge to test himself, to step out of the shadows, to take the streets in the very machines he had spent years creating. That urge eventually pushed him toward the moment that changed everything. He made the decision to step out front, climb into his now famous Camaro, and compete against the best street racers Oklahoma City had to offer. And the moment he did, the builder became a competitor. Suddenly, the man who once stayed comfortably behind the curtain was now racing head-to-head with stars he once only watched. His timing, intentionally or not, aligned with a major shift in the Street Outlaws structure. Pro mods were removed from the OKC list to ensure that real street cars returned to the forefront. This change created the perfect gap for Ryan to wedge himself into the hierarchy. And everybody in the racing world knew what it meant for a newcomer to get on that list. Getting on wasn't the challenge, it was staying there. Ryan and his business partner, Billy, put everything into the 2010 Camaro. Every hour of experience, every lesson learned at B&R Performance, every detail Ryan knew about power, pressure, and control went straight into that machine. That car would soon transform into the Fireball Camaro, a vehicle so well built it would become a legend in its own right. Chassis builder Bill Gilsback delivered the structure exactly the way Ryan envisioned.
Everybody's down there going, the one chance he had now.
I know.
The moment Ryan rolled into competition with that build, he jumped straight to number 3 on the OKC list. Only Monza and Daddy Dave sat above him. His rise looked almost unnatural, like some invisible force had launched him upward. The racing community didn't know what to make of it. It stirred shock, gossip, and more controversy than anyone expected. But Ryan wasn't some accidental newcomer who lucked into success. His mechanical expertise, precision, and years spent shaping fast cars gave him advantages most drivers only dreamed of. He wasn't just racing for the thrill. He understood the language of a vehicle. He could feel grip, vibration, and traction, slip in ways that others could only guess at. His driving was a balance of controlled aggression and finely calculated instinct. Not reckless, not timid, just sharp. He aimed for maximum traction with minimal tire spin. He could diagnose issues mid-race, communicate exactly what needed adjusting, and push the car to cooperate even under brutal pressure. As he once said, "I grew up my whole life street racing," and it showed. The Oklahoma City scene was not gentle to newcomers. It was fierce, unforgiving, and ruled by reputation. Respect wasn't handed out. It was earned in late-night battles on service roads near B&R Performance. The 405 crew lived and breathed competition. Big Chief, Daddy Dave, Murder Nova, Doc, Monza, Chuck, these were men who fought for every inch of asphalt. They had years of sweat and mistakes behind them. So when Ryan climbed the ranks as fast as he did, tensions rose. Some thought he hadn't paid his dues. Some believed he didn't belong. Monza, especially, felt Ryan didn't deserve a seat anywhere near the top. After Ryan came in third during his first competition, Monza wanted another race, one final chance to expose what he thought was beginner's luck. Instead, Ryan beat him at number 1, a clean, fair victory on the asphalt. It was the kind of moment underdog movies dream of. Stunning, unexpected, and loud enough to shake the entire OKC list. Not everyone celebrated. The old crew had been together for years, and Ryan's fast rise disrupted more than just rankings. It disrupted comfort. But controversies fade, and consistency stays. Over time, his focus, his calm discipline, and his professional mindset changed minds one race at a time. Jeff Lutz later admitted the racing community became like a family on the road, and Ryan had become part of it. Ironically, when Street Outlaws first launched, Ryan didn't even think the show would work. He wasn't sure people would watch street racing on TV. He wondered if the rush of real street racing could translate through a screen. But once he stepped into the spotlight, his journey from shop owner to superstar racer became unforgettable. Still, things are no longer how they used to be. In recent episodes, live events, and fan meetups, something has shifted. Ryan Martin has been noticeably absent. His appearances at No Prep Kings events decreased. Then he missed episodes entirely. His Instagram, once active with updates on the Fireball Camaro and shop builds, went quiet. Silence replaced the usual engine roars and update posts. Fans, worried and confused, began flooding forums, fan pages, and comment sections with one question: where is Ryan Martin? He has always been a private man. True, but he was not invisible. Not like this. His absence from the No Prep Kings events was startling. His social media presence faded without warning. Even his own crew, reportedly, was surprised by the sudden change. With silence came rumors, endless waves of them. Some dramatic, some absurd, some genuinely concerning. Some fans feared a major health issue. Some even believed he had passed away. Clickbait sites and low-effort blogs fueled the panic. Speculation spread faster than any official answer. But Ryan Martin is not dead.
You know, when you race a guy enough times, he ends up trying to figure out how to outrun you.
Still, the fear lingered because the shift in his behavior was too drastic to ignore. For someone as dedicated as Ryan, stepping away from racing during his prime years made no sense unless something serious forced his hand. Fans whispered about personal health concerns, or perhaps a health crisis within his family. Both explanations would justify stepping out of the public eye, away from demanding schedules and high-stress races. Other racers have remained quiet out of respect. They know more than they are saying. Everyone can feel it. And although the racing community has rallied around him with supportive messages, the Fireball Camaro sits still, waiting. Until Ryan himself speaks, the silence continues, and the racing world holds its breath, hoping for the day the legend returns, whether behind the wheel or simply back in the light of the racing community he helped shape. The world of American underground racing changed forever on June 10, 2013, when Street Outlaws first aired on the Discovery Channel. Before that moment, the chaos, danger, and brotherhood of Oklahoma City's hidden racing culture existed mostly in shadows. Pilgrim Studios took a gamble bringing this world to television, never guessing that a show about late-night street battles would turn into one of the biggest franchises in motorsports entertainment. What started as a modest documentary-style concept quickly evolved into a cultural phenomenon that nobody, not even the racers themselves, saw coming. The idea of filming a crew of Oklahoma racers came straight out of fate. Justin "Big Chief" Shearer and his circle had already been racing for nearly 2 decades, running cash day events and posting those gritty races online. Their YouTube videos captured real tension, real stakes, and real danger. When producers at Pilgrim Studios stumbled across their content, curiosity turned into a flight straight to Oklahoma. They wanted to see this mysterious, adrenaline-filled world for themselves. For the racers, the offer felt surreal. They had filmed races long before this moment, but none of them ever imagined an actual television studio would take interest. At first, they prepared for the worst. They wondered if it was some elaborate trap, maybe a setup by law enforcement hoping to catch them in the act. But once they realized the cameras weren't coming to arrest them, something inside the crew shifted. Maybe, just maybe, this could actually work. Even then, nobody thought Street Outlaws would last. Pilgrim Studios themselves admitted it would probably be one and done. But everything changed the moment the first episode aired. Viewers didn't just watch, they latched onto the cast's personalities. Rivalries, trash talk, car builds, wins, losses, and raw determination. They became invested in the struggle, the grind, and the unpredictable energy of street racing. Suddenly, a small underground community exploded into national spotlight. Casting the show wasn't done by producers. It was handled by the racers themselves. According to Big Chief, the crew already had a natural dynamic, so Pilgrim trusted their instincts. Slow cars and weaker racers fell off fast. The list, Oklahoma City's top 10 racers, became the filter that decided who made it onto the show. Nobody was chosen for looks or television appeal. If you could race hard enough to be on the list, you were in. The original pilot featured a lineup that would later become iconic. Big Chief, Murder Nova, James Love, Daddy Dave, Monza, Dominator, Flip, Chuck, Bo, Varley, Farm Truck, and AZN, every man brought something different to the screen. Attitude, mechanical genius, raw speed, or comedic banter. Their arguments, jokes, and sometimes explosive tempers created a chaotic but irresistible chemistry.
If you could get by the number 2 round, when you get to number 3, the sun starts to come down, the temperature cools off in the race.
The audience fell in love with these men long before the racers themselves realized just how famous they were becoming. Jeff Bonnet recalled the shock of arriving at a race only to see hundreds of fans lined up, waiting for autographs and merchandise. Fame had found them before they even understood they were in the middle of something historic. Production of the show walked a careful line. Pure authenticity with structured safety. The races were real. Nobody was paid to throw a match. The cast set their own stakes. Producers secured permits to block off roads, keeping ambulances on standby, but otherwise stayed out of the racing itself. That balance is what made the show explode into one of Discovery Channel's most successful creations. Still, the celebration was bittersweet. Only days before the first episode aired, Tyler "Flip" Pretty passed away. His absence cast a heavy shadow over what should have been a triumphant beginning. But that loss bonded the crew even deeper and marked the show with a legacy of both triumph and tragedy. As seasons passed, the empire expanded. In 2018, No Prep Kings debuted, shifting the action from the streets to prepared, or rather unprepared, drag strips. No prep meant exactly that. No track treatment, no traction glue, nothing to help the cars hook. It forced racers to adapt and brought a new level of danger that fans loved. More spin-offs followed. Street Outlaws New Orleans in 2016 and Memphis in 2018. With every new version, the franchise got louder, bigger, and more unstoppable. But success didn't come without conflict. Fame brought disagreements, rule changes, and even departures. In 2022, Big Chief stepped away, explaining on his YouTube channel that disagreements with producers over racing rules pushed him to leave. It wasn't about money, it was about authenticity. He appeared here and there in spin-offs, but made it clear he needed distance from the direction producers wanted to push the franchise. Then came the shocker. Jerry "Monza" Johnston, one of the original legends, was suddenly cut from No Prep Kings in 2023. Fans were stunned, but Monza explained that Discovery and Pilgrim Studios asked him to take a pay cut. Other racers kept quiet, leaving fans to wonder whether the same cut was forced on others. Of all the racers who came through the Street Outlaws world, no one's rise was as sharp or as widely respected as Ryan Martin's. He became the franchise's biggest success story. His contributions weren't just on the track. His shop, B&R Performance, stood as the beating heart of Oklahoma City's underground racing scene. It became the place where legends were built, literally. But controversy was never far behind. The show saw its share of cheating accusations. One of the earliest feuds exploded between Big Chief and Murder Nova, after Chief accused Nova of using nitrous oxide and a leave button to cheat the start. Eventually, the feud settled. Another allegation surfaced when Jeff was accused of softening his tires during burnout. Even Disco Dean and Axeman clashed over reruns and race rules. With fame and pressure came drama, lots of it. Yet despite everything, Street Outlaws grew beyond anyone's expectations. It became a franchise that turned local mechanics, misfits, and lifelong racers into national celebrities. It carved out a permanent space for a culture that had long lived unseen. And now, more than a decade later, fans still tune in from every corner of the country, proving the appeal of raw competition and real passion. Somewhere in that long journey, Ryan Martin emerged as the face of a new generation of racing. Now, as he sits quietly out of the public eye, fans continue to hope he will eventually return, whether to address the swirling speculation or simply to remind the racing world why he became a legend in the first place.
Can't take him lightly. His car's getting faster every race, and we have to realize that.
Until that day arrives, the question remains wide open. Where is Ryan Martin? And when he does reappear, will he climb back into his Fireball Camaro and reclaim the track that made him a superstar? For now, share your thoughts in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.